Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, in this lecture we'll be studying the handover that takes place in LTE, that is a long-term evolution. We have seen handovers right from GSM, CDMA and WCDMA as well. We have seen various types of handoff, that is soft handoff and hard handoff. But LTE follows hard handoff. Handoff is nothing but changing the frequencies of the call when it is moving from one cell to another cell. Hello friends, in this lecture we'll be studying the handover in the LTE. Now the handovers or the handoff in the LTE are hard handovers. It means that the communication occurs between the mobile station and one base station at a time. But in soft handoff, if you remember, the communication was there between two or more base stations at one time. The handover from the source base station to the target base station proceeds in three following steps. These three steps are handover preparation, handover execution and handover completion. We shall see every single step one by one. Let us first come to the handover preparation. The very first step here is the source base station. It configures the measurements, that is, it identifies the threshold value for the transmission power of the mobile station. Then the mobile station sends a periodic or a aperiodic measurement results. These measurements are of the power transmission levels of the mobile phone. Because remember, the handoff takes place depending on the power level between the mobile station and the base station. The base station then, depending on these values, makes the handover decisions. If the power level of the mobile station is extremely less, then it will initiate a handoff. The source base station sends a handover request to the target base station. There are two base stations involved here. The first one is the actual base station in which the mobile is already communicating, and the second or the target base station is to which the handover is going to take place. The call is then going to get transferred to that base station. The target base station performs an admission control, means it performs the intake of this mobile station on its channel. If it admits the handover, that means if it is okay with the handoff, the target base station sends a handoff request acknowledgement or a handover request acknowledgement to the source base station. It basically tells that it is okay with the mobile phone being transferred to its channel. Now let us move towards the handover execution. The source base station sends a handover command to the mobile station. Remember, till the first step there is a handoff acknowledgement between the two base stations that has happened. Now the older base station will send the handover command to the mobile station. The source base station tells the target base station which packets were already acknowledged by the mobile station. Now since the communication is going to change to the new base station, the older base station has to tell the new base station that these many packets were already be sent to the mobile station and that they were acknowledged. Hence, rest of the packets are now needed to be sent. The mobile station synchronizes itself to the target base station via RACH, that is the random access channel. Remember, a preliminary synchronization was already achieved during the cell identification process, that is, when the cell did its measurements. Next, the target base station transmits the uplink resource allocation and timing advances to the mobile station. Means it allocates the frequencies on which the mobile is getting transferred. The mobile station sends a handover confirm message to the target base station. From that time onwards, the target base station and the mobile station will communicate with each other. So handover execution is being done. Now let us move on to the last step, that is the handover completion. The target base station sends a patch switch message to the MME requesting that the data for the mobile station are henceforth sent to the target base station. The MME stands for Mobility Management Entity. This means that the target base station is sending a change of path message to the MME, and it is requesting that henceforth all the data for this mobile station should be sent to the target base station, and from here the communication will start towards the mobile station. This means that the target base station is sending a change of the path message to the MME, and it is requesting that henceforth all the data for this mobile station should be sent to the target base station. And from here the communication will start towards the mobile station. The MME forwards this message to the serving gateway. The serving gateway then switches to the target base station the route of the data for the mobile station that is to be taken. That is, the serving gateway will switch to the new base station and will form a new route for the data for the mobile station. The serving gateway then confirms the switch to the MME, and the MME confirms the path switch message to the target base station. The MME tells that the gateway has also changed the path, and this confirm message is sent to the target base station. The target base station sends the message to the source base station, telling it to release the resources that were still reserved for the mobile station. Since the older base station is connected yet, the new base station tells the older base station to release all those messages and channels on which the mobile was talking, because it is now available with the new channels to talk. Finally, the source base station will release the resources, and those resources will then become free for the other users to talk. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay tuned to Ekeeda and subscribe to Ekeeda.